moving on to PO17, which is very similar to PO16. The only thing I did was really change two of the words. PO16 says I can solve equations using addition and subtraction because they're opposite operations, they're grouped together. PO17 is I can solve equations using multiplication and division because they are also opposite operations, therefore they are grouped together. So what does this say right here? 8.
Yes.
What does that say right there?
I was just getting a pencil.
That's not what it says. What does that say right there?
8 times n equals 32.
Exactly. And so we're going to solve this equation, again, using those opposite operations. 8 times n equals 32. What is the opposite of multiplying by 8? Dividing by 8. It all goes back to perm dots, right? And what happens here when you divide both sides by 8, this time our numbers there don't cancel out to be 0, like they did with addition and subtraction, right? What is 8n divided by 8 or 8 divided by 8? 1, right? How this gets n by itself is that right now, what this says is we have 8 of some number, 8 of something. 8 n's make 32. We want to know what 1 n is. And so if 8 of them make 32, what's one of them?
4.
4, right? Because 32 divided by 8 equals 4. On the left side, what happens here is that if you have 8 n's and you divide them into 8 groups, you've got 1 n per group, right? That's how they cancel out. It doesn't equal 0 like it did with addition and subtraction. Here, 8 n's divided into 8 groups gives you 1 n, the value of 1 n. That's what's happening here. Okay? So we're opposite operations, same idea. What's being done to n? We're multiplying n by 8. The opposite of that is dividing by 8. We do that to both sides to get the value of 1 n, and n ends up being 4. We can check this. Does 8 times 4 equal 32?
Yeah.
Yes, it does. We know we're right. Yeah, sir.
So it says on the second page the method from above. We use logic.
No, I want you to use opposite operations.
Oh
That's the
my
method.
god.
It is, but I'm adjusting that. As the author, I can also edit. I'm adjusting it, editing it, so that it is just opposite operations. Just like in PO16. Yeah,
What about common sense?
we're about common sense. It's good to have it. Not everyone does, but it's a good skill to have.
Can we use common sense on?
You can use common sense in checking your answer, perhaps. Right? But again, using not two methods, but only opposite operations. 9 times n equals 90. What's being done to n? What operation is there, Enzo? It's getting multiplied by 9. Enzo, what's the opposite of multiplying by 9? Dividing by 9, right? If we have 9 n's that equal 90, I don't want to know what 9 n's equal. I want to know what 1 n equals. And how we get to that 1 n is by taking these 9 n's, dividing by 9, because 9 divided by 9 equals 1. 1 n, right? And then on the right side, if we take that 90, the value of 9 n's, and divide that by 9 as well, to keep the scale balanced, 90 divided by 9 equals 10. Right? Same idea as PO16, only now it's different operations. Whatever the opposite is, that's what you're going to do. Right? The next one, n divided by 5 equals 9. This time we're dividing n by 5. What is the opposite of dividing by 5? Multiplying by 5, right? And actually these last two both represent division, but because division can be written either horizontally or vertically, right? I'm showing you both. Either case here, you end up multiplying. N divided by 5, the opposite of that is multiplying by 5, which on the left side, again, just gives us n by itself. And on the right side, gives us 9 times 5, 45. These can be checked pretty easily also. If n equals 45, plug it back in. Does 45 divided by 5 equal 9? Yes, it does. So no, you're right. Yeah.
So I have like my own way of showing what I did. For like the 9n equals 90, I just like said n equals 10, and then I rewrote the equation with n filled in as 10.
Sure.
Okay?
That's a great way to check your answer? Right? Does 9 times 10 equal 90? That's checking your answer. I want to see that division by the 9. I want to see how you got there. Check your answer is great. Awesome. But I still want to see this step here of how did you get there. Right? That last one, it does say n divided by 12 equals 7. If it helps you to rewrite vertical division as horizontal division, you can. These two things mean the same. As a fraction, vertically n divided by 12 means the same as horizontally n divided by 12. So, what's the opposite of divided by 12? Multiply by 12. Okay? So times 12 times 12 there, that gets us n by itself on the left side. And on the right side, 7 times 12 is 84. So, same idea, just different operations. Okay? Any questions? Yes, at 1:30 we can. Ziki. New math packet. See me when I'm done. Enzo.
Second page on the third one.
Okay. Before we go on to the second page, any more questions on what's going on here? James. It costs you a pass, but yes. Okay. All right. Second page. Enzo, what did you want to talk about?
The third one.
The negative 8n here? Yeah. What does this mean here with those parentheses? Yeah.
It means you have to, like, maybe find out what n equals before. Parentheses means, like, first.
Well, ends by itself in the parentheses. What operation does that show? Multiplication. What operation does the dot show? What operation is it if there's nothing there? Right. Multiplication, it's got 3 different ways that you can show it. So the top row is all pretty much the same thing, just showing you different ways that multiplication can be written. Just like division can be written either horizontally or I said it again, horizontally or vertically, right? When you multiply, either there's nothing between your number and the variable, which is fine. There's a dot between it, that's fine too. Or parentheses, they all mean the same thing. Right? So since you're multiplying in the original equation, you're going to be dividing to undo it. Enzo asked for the third one here. What are we dividing by?
-8.
Negative 8. Good job. Okay. Since we're multiplying n by negative 8, we're going to be dividing both sides by negative 8. On the left side, negative 8 n's divided by negative 8, that equals 1n. N is by itself. On the right side, think to PO9. What's a negative 56 divided by negative 8? Positive 7. Positive 7. Okay? So n equals positive 7 there. That sign interaction does happen. Right?
Wait, so you did -8 times, or divided by -6?
No, I took negative 8 divided by negative 8 to cancel it out, get n by itself. And I took negative 56 divided by negative 8 to get positive 7. Okay? There's opposite operations there. Any others on this page that you want to talk about? Take a look at. Go over. Enzo?
The fourth one.
The n divided by negative 10. Okay? So what operation is that fraction bar? Division. Right? So the opposite of division is multiplication. What are we going to be multiplying by? Negative 10. Now, if you keep it as this vertical form, maybe you write your negative 10 like up above like this, you know, to cancel them out here. And then 20 times negative 10 is a negative 200. Or, like I said, maybe it just clicks better with you if you rewrite that division out horizontally, right? So then you see that division symbol, maybe that clicks in your head, oh, okay, I need to multiply here. Multiply by negative 10. You still get the same answer either way. 20 times negative 10 is negative 200, because those cancel out, those opposite operations. Opposite operations always cancel each other out. Okay? That's why they are together in perm dots. 80.
Can you do n divided by 10 equals 1.5?
Where's that one? Down?
Third row, last one.
Okay, any more questions on this one? Okay. Third row what?
Last question on third row.
Yeah, don't get so, thrown off by the numbers here. N divided by 10. What are we going to be doing to both sides here? Multiplying by what? 10. Okay? Since we're dividing by 10, the opposite of that is multiplying by 10. On the left side, opposite operations cancel out. We like that. N is now by itself. And on the right side, 1.5 times 10. You don't need a calculator for this. What does multiplying by 10 do? What mathematically, when you multiply something by 10, what happens?
Just adds another 0.
It adds a 0, or if there is no 0 to add here, because the decimal point is in between the 1 and the 5.
You said we couldn't use the X's anymore for multiplying,
Yeah.
yet you're using them. That's whoopsie-doo.
You caught me. This is the only other time I will use that as multiplication to undo that division.
You gotta sing it.
Well, start singing.
You're singing.
Answer my question first here. What does multiplying by 10 do? Adding a 0 if there's no decimal. Otherwise, it kicks the decimal over one spot to the right. So 1.5 times 10 gives you 15 as an answer. Whoopsie-doo, I made a mistake. And that's just part of what makes math great. We learn and we grow, and so can you when you say whoopsie-doo. You gotta wait for the twist, and then you. That was weak?
That was weak.
That was really
You gotta try harder.
Whoopsie-doo, I made a mistake. And that's just part of what makes math great. We learn and we grow, and so can you when you say whoopsie-doo.
That's
Almost threw up my back field.
good.
Any other questions on PO17?
If you did that, please tell me where you screwed it on.
They can't see me. That's the problem. That's,
You're
next time, just go to American Idol. Maybe that one. Okay. Your homework for tomorrow. Work through the rest of this objective, including the 2 word problems down at the bottom.
You should be on Dance Moms.
I've never seen that one. I don't know how it would be.
You've never seen Dance Moms?
You've got 6 minutes to work. We did not skip the number game today. I believe in you for tomorrow. However, PO17, the rest of the pages, work must be shown. Don't close your binders. You've got 6 minutes to work. Use the time wisely. That's how you math.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.